Hello everybody and welcome back. BREN versus Mazaalai going live in front of our eyes. Obviously, ninth round has to be played out as this is the third map, Inferno. After one hell of a good comeback by Mazaalai, an impressive feat on overpass, the map choice of BREN to pull them into a position where they still have a chance in this series. My name is Mitch, alongside myself is the beautiful Jason Kaplan, and we are ready to bring you one more map of this gorgeous region. As the knife has just concluded, you saw Papi Chulo with the final kill as BREN get to choose where they start, and the CT side should be where they decide. I highly doubt we'll see them take the offense first on a map like this. Maybe if it's a Dust 2, a lot of teams, especially CIS teams, actually mostly opt for the attacking side on Dust 2, but when it comes to Inferno, no one wants to be putting that much pressure on themselves. And so here we go. With 10 seconds left as the pistol's about to start, we'll see what the teams are buying. BREN indeed on the defensive side. Presumably a kit to come out. They've yet to properly invest. And you can see there, Pro is going to be the one taking it. He's got a flashbang as well. And moving early towards Banana, I'm guessing. And yeah, you can just about see him creeping behind the players. He'll flash over, and this is going to be an early Banana take. Here we go.
I would have thought they'd want to take T side, actually. Because that's where they're getting the majority of their rounds. Whether it was our first map. Yeah, we only got 5 rounds on CT side, if I remember correctly. So they go for the early flashbang. They got one more left on Pro, who's still sticking around. Flash comes in yet again. But Mazaalai aren't that far pushed up. They don't get blinded. They don't get caught out. Counter nade comes through Tex. Oh, down to 77. Pro is going to respawn. Still peeking, though. Really wants these kills, but it's just cost him his own life. It's cost him his own HP, and it costs his team around here as he's left to Jaw to defend, and he's just being swarmed over.
Absolutely overwhelmed as Mazaalai take the B bomb site, and BREN have to now get back in on a 2v4. The USP's on range looking for a fight, but this isn't one that they're likely to win. The T's are just tucked in. Mazaalai biding their time. Papi Chulo first to find the opening. Looks for a little bit more, but see how cautious he's being. His players lurk around every corner, and eventually they just swing on through when he's least expecting it. They put them up 1-0, winning out the pistol on their T side. That's what we want to see.
A good start for them. I mean, maybe that was the curse, right? They couldn't get that first map victory, but now that they did, watch them go undefeated the rest of the group stage. Maybe that's the trick for them. Take a lot of pressure off their shoulders. They need to continue that, right? Like, I think we need to see them be able to close out more and more games. I'm thinking about, you know, BREN, thinking back to day one. They were up against, I think it was Invictus or Vici in our very first game. Their Inferno T side really wasn't that convincing based off the fact that they would forget to smoke things. They didn't smoke B, CT spawn when pushing in. So that cost them a lot of rounds, a lot of missed utility. To be fair, we saw a lot of missed utility even on overpass. So hopefully they've been able to fix a lot of the issues they were having previously in the 2 days they've had off.
As we said, even day to day, what I really like about this format is the fact that teams only have one game to play per day. So as long as they don't overload with other tournaments, which I think would be really irresponsible when you're competing for a major spot, especially because any other tournament they would be in would be for far less money, first of all, and for far less, this was reputation. You would imagine that they won't compete in anything and fully focus on the tournament at hand, unless it's, you know, the likes of the Pro League calls and all that sort of stuff. When those are going on, obviously you're going to be involved, but you know what I mean? No, you're not taking part in like a 2K tourney. It's going to be like 2 best of 3s a day. As we move through, the 1-0 for Mazaalai is not going too well on the second round. I mean, they are being picked off 1 for 1. And those are not the kind of trades you want to make up against just Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, they're still doing some decent damage. John, 3 health. I mean, saving the Deagle would be ideal. I think it's, I mean, we've seen teams win with, like, even less than this so far in this group alone. So I think maintaining these I mean, like a little head armor as well, very important. especially when they're up against 2 SMGs. Dodge just trying to run away. He's being chased down. I think he's gonna fall for this. But Pro at least will keep the rifle up.
Overall, the damage that's just being done to Mazaalai it's pretty awesome. All in all, I think BREN are going to be smiling cheek to cheek. I think they're fortunate to get out with as many rifles as they did, considering how some of those later parts played out. As we move on into this one, you're taking a look at a side of the CTs that has, what, a Galil, a Deagle. That's it. This is one where Mazaalai essentially have to win cleanly. That nade, that should be a nice little opening, and it is indeed. Derek's fallen, Pro's gone. That's the Deagle. That's the Galil already removed from play.
I mean, the Galil, what's going to accomplish with it in that position? You can see him just spamming away in case there's more players. There still will be 2 here, the last 2 remaining for BREN. Now they're going to realize it. They should just be running back towards the A site. You even see them starting to flank in towards CT spawn. And yeah, 4 players left alive. $7,900 in the pocket of Zilkenberg. 3-0 start. Now we need to see, can they continue going at this pace? Can they continue this rate? And if they do, they could have not only their first map victory, but their first match victory. And that'd be a good place for Mazaalai again to maybe keep themselves out of the bottom 2, because it's the top 8 teams out of the 10 teams we have in total that got thrown in the playoffs. We've been fortunate to be, you know, one of the 20%. Big push up for early control. And Mazaalai towards Banana. Try to get that forward control. They actually just back away as quickly as they take it, though. I think they want to head back towards A, at least cause a distraction. Utility being thrown towards Banana. That's going to be the Molly and the smoke. Artec expecting maybe a boost up. A little bit of pre-fire coming through. A little bit of spam. And have the smoke down towards balcony, but that's going to start to fade away, and it's going to leave Derek alone in pit. You got Papachulo off towards Short. Short? They still have a ton of utility left for this hit. A minute left to go. They don't necessarily need to commit, but they're going to go for it. You can see Sugu trying to lead the charge here with the Mac 10. He drops the bomb in pit. Why do you charge forward with the Mac 10? What are you doing? Give the bomb over to an AK, or you're going to charge forward anyways. Anyways, now, he obviously lost a lot of teammates. He does pull off 3 kills before he falls. But why? Such sloppy play. In a world where they don't necessarily like lose that many players so quickly, the bomb's still going to be down in pit. It's still going to be hard to pick up. Mazaalai, I mean, throwing away their first gun round there. I don't know why he was the first person to charge forward. Why there wasn't a return frag onto Pro.
You know, it's gonna be one of the few times in my life, Jason, where I agree with Twitch chat. I was watching back one of the VODs, and I remember someone saying, "Lol, these casters' problem is that they're trying to use logic." It's like, so one time I was like, "Hey, you know what? I think you're right."
I mean, I was fine with the push towards A, but then when your first player, Sugu, to lead the charge in, that's okay. That's already bad. First of all, it doesn't matter if it's a Mac 10 or AK. You have the first player going forward, the entry fragger with the bomb. If he dies and like the rest of your team's flashed and they fall back, well, there you lost the bomb. But then he does it with a Mac 10 and charges towards pit. So then the bomb's now down in pit.
Yeah.
Like that gets that. I don't understand. That shouldn't happen.
No, it definitely shouldn't. And this is something that we've talked about for these teams again and again. The discipline, the practice there. You see, you can come into rounds and you're seeing... Oh, that was a weird flash. Oh, what did it bounce off of? It's like a texture there. I want to see him swing out again. Oh, the window. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, you can come into these rounds and make mistakes, but oh, they haven't smoked CT, but they're going for it. They've smoked off the left side of sight. No, they haven't, not fully. That's a massive gap, and Wits just annihilates them on the push forward. What is that execute? I mean, you're either going CT, so double smoke left side, or you're going sight. If you only have one smoke left, you don't have the option to go CT. That was just why? Just why, Jason?
Sounding so angry. But I think for good reason.
I don't know what I am right now. Confused, angry,
Hungry, angry.
Probably, yeah, hungry, definitely. But that's always an emotion I feel.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, they even had like incendiaries, so they technically could have thrown them like towards coffins to maybe hold him off that angle, so he wouldn't be able to spray you down. I think the problem is there's no mid-round calls, but there's like no person who like takes in the information of what they have remaining to use and then like makes a strategy for that. Like they technically could have incendiaried coffins, they could have smoked off, they could have pushed into CT if they wanted to, or they could have went the other way, pushed into CT, or sorry, smoke CT and Molotov coffins to force them back or something, or maybe the close boxes. But on Inferno, where mid-round calls is what you have to make, and you have to be successful and smart with them, that's just not gonna fly.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you there. There's something missing when it comes down to those executes. But even when we see them play faster, there's gaps. There's players going forward when they shouldn't be the ones entering. There's players taking the bomb when they shouldn't be. There's always these mistakes that are being made on a pretty consistent basis. I mean, look at BREN. When they're on the CT side of overpass versus these kind of buys with pistols, Wits is pushing toilets. After finding a kill, he's sticking around. He's letting them overwhelm. It's like those, one of those first Walking Dead episodes when Tyrese saves Carol, just runs at the zombies and lets them take him so that she can get away. And it's like that's just what's happening sometimes. They're sacrificing himself, but then they'd still lose the round. And it's very odd for both teams. And that is what we expect at this level. It's not like they're coming in and we expect them to be a Tyloo or a Vici. You know, we say, oh, Mazaalai, they just won their first map of the tournament. But we expect that, really. It's not like they're underperforming versus our expectations in that sense. But what's more frustrating is that we see the potential. There are rounds, there are games where we see what they can do, and then the next round they turn up as if they've forgotten what Counter-Strike is.
Big rush in towards A. Pro's gonna be overwhelmed completely. Smokes have gone down as well over towards library. Should give an avenue attack from Moto, and well, Pavichuli's gonna be watching it, but he's a boost up in top of the box inside. He's got Derek to help cover off from Pit, but he's lost his teammate. There's the first. He almost gets the second. Sugu's gonna be dinked down and on 1 HP. And even the flank coming through with Zilkenberg is gonna take that down. Wits left alone against 3. And he won't be able to accomplish anything there. Mazaalai will bounce back and get themselves another round. Yeah, I was expecting more like defensive utility, but I guess they just completely overwhelmed them. Didn't expect the players to come flying through. Bartak leading the charge over towards long. A little bit of shame that Derek and Pitt couldn't get more than that 1 kill because they definitely needed it. And I was about to say, BREN are off to a great start. Like, able to get some consistent rounds on CT side where they struggled to on a map like Overpass. We know their T side should be decent, assuming they don't have these giant gaps in their smokes like they've had before. But Nuez, he's going to be on the Mac 10. AKs for the rest of the team. The other side we see SMG, AWP, and the 3 M4s, and they also have a massive amount of utility behind this. I do wonder if they're going to go for a peek. Can't see where... Okay, so Wits will be over towards the short side. Or is he going to go in towards apartments and hold an angle? He's going to go short. This is really risky to do, I feel like. As you die here, that's like a massive investment now gone. He's just going to hold the close angles, so he's hoping someone swings wide into his line of sight.
I don't mind it so much because he's got the support of the double boost, the double hold, the boost. They find one fallback. That's not really a worthwhile trade. Really, you wanted something else on middle, or those guys to actually find a double in apartments, or get out cleanly. This is really one of the worst case scenarios for them. Now they lose Ja. B site's almost completely open. Pro's to hold it by himself. He has no util. Smoked off. He can't push back through that. Especially the flashbang, guaranteed. There was no way he stayed aggressive, even if he was posted. Now it's to just rely on them making a mistake, but they've smoked him off. They're even spamming, but he gets them through the smoke. Okay, so a 3 versus 2. No need to spray here, Pro. If he goes for it, it's going to be 2 players ready to return fire. Nice nade. They just need to bide time until the smokes fade. They know the T should have basically no utility. And then push back in for this retake.
Oh, man. They're just being picked apart. So clean on the retake. Gonna tie things back up at 4. Again, good molly usage. Everything pretty much being thrown down to a T. I mean, the thing is, like, it's kind of what we were talking about before. There's these glimpses of, like, really well thought out, smart, and well executed plays. And then there's another round where they're just gonna rush down middle now for BREN and then just get completely decimated. Same for Mazaalai. There's always that glimpse or two, and for the 3-on-4, good takes, good shots out of Wits. And you can just see, I mean, the entire site could be burning. Could be Dante's Inferno on that B side, and clean kills coming through. So all tied up at 4. On the other side, well, we see the force up. Deagle, Mac 10, 2 AKs, and 8 AP. It's actually on to be a machine gun, by the way.
Yeah, T-side opping is always difficult, and I feel like Zilkenberg isn't the aggressive opper that you need for a half like this. Machine gun definitely strikes me as a better candidate for the op in general, for T-side opping Inferno. I don't know if I would, like, commit into that, though. I feel like the rifles are going to bring them a better chance in a lot of these rounds, especially with how they're playing it, but evidently you can see they're swapping up their playstyle. The issue is, BREN thus far, I'm trying to think about aggressive banana control at the start of the round, and we haven't really seen that. And that's currently what Machine Gun is with the most expensive weapon and one of the few heavy weapons they've got to work with, is dedicating himself towards for the first minute of the round. To no avail. Now they've got to push into the A site with this weaker buy.
Still have some smokes to work with at least. Flashbang catches Derek completely off guard. Machine Gun opening things up on the A site. So 2 players to defend. Not going to be holding from pit, however. Try to buy some time for Jaw to rotate back in. 30 seconds left. Maybe they're trying to sell potential fake. Wits is not going to be peeking down bananas, so they're not going to have the early information. He's actually going to push up now. With an op shot being routed off and the flashbangs being thrown in, they can assume it's going to be committed. There we go, rushing out of pit. Straight in towards site. Pro gets the first. Still staying alive for such a long time. Pro gets a second. Papachula gets one as well. Will fall thereafter. Now Wits left alone against 2 with the op. And he's just going to save. They have no money. Neither team's been able to really have that stable economy.
But that definitely harms BREN more than it harms Mazaalai. We did mention on every map so far, we expect BREN to do better on the T side. Just because better individuals, better experience in the map, and indeed history on Inferno dictates that as well, right? I mean, I think you were saying just before we get into this, or in the first couple of rounds, about how we see BREN performing here. You've got Beyond. It was an overtime game that they lost. Okay, the game versus Vici didn't go according to plan, but then versus some of the lower teams in their region, again, dominant. Well, I wouldn't say dominant, actually, 16-13, 16-11. But that Beyond game is really what sold me. The only thing is, as I look back, it's actually not how I remember it. It was 4 rounds on the T side that they got. So BREN really didn't perform there, but again, that's Beyond. That's not Mazaalai.
I mean, it should be a round they get. I say should with a slight grain of salt, considering how this game's kind of gone, this whole best of 3. They got a mag 7, at least for Papachulo. He's not really playing in apartments. He's playing up close towards short, and he's hoping that Wits can hold an angle. Speaking of holding an angle, Zilkenberg, respect that he goes for the shot, but he's not quite able to hit it against Pro. But yeah, they're trying to be cautious. I think they're looking at taking a 6th round here. In a clean fashion, maybe they can stabilize. It's been so back and forth in this whole map so far. First 3 rounds go the way of Mazaalai. Next 3 rounds for BREN. And 1 for Mazaalai, 1 for BREN. And 1 for Mazaalai. I had to kind of do math in my head since HLTV's behind where we're at.
And 1 for BREN. And 1 for Mazaalai. It's like sharing is caring. That's their motto. I'll take one, you take one. I'll take one, you take one. Get all nice and fair. The push into B side. AWP through the smoke, but Wit's only good for one. That's the end of the round. Immediately, 2 players towards the A site. They just save. Shannon Pappy has to save over a Mag 7, but sometimes it be like that.
Sometimes it just be, indeed. I think, I don't know, it's getting a little bit, I mean, I want to say this is getting a little bit tough, but at the same time, it's not like they're not able to bounce back when they get to the T side, right? Like, they still have insanely strong T side of every map they play. And I think that honestly the pressure is basically on like Mazaalai. Like they need to be careful. They get some extra T rounds. I think their CT side is going to be a real struggle, especially thinking back to Overpass that we just had. It was 10-5 against them, and yet those 10 rounds weren't even close. Like they got to 16K on like multiple players. So get some more rounds under their belt. If they get this round, which I guess they should pretty cleanly, then they can stabilize their economy, and that'd be a good start to go in for that 8th and first half guaranteed victory. But then again, there's a Mag 7, so you gotta be careful.
Well, when you look back to that other map, actually, what you were saying about the 16K, it almost makes it more impressive, though, that Mazaalai then came in and won the last 3 rounds on their T side. Or their CT side, excuse me. Because they had to face against a full buy again and again and again, and they managed to do it. I think, honestly, like, we are seeing some good signs. The only problem is Mazaalai are now performing against a team that look lost. And that is almost a bare minimum for any Counter-Strike team to do. BREN are lacking direction in the majority of their rounds. We can see this one is at least a little bit better, but looking back to Overpass, there were so many mistakes from both teams.
A ton. It was a battle of who could have the least amount of mistakes. I mean, that's typically what CS is, but it really was there.
In a way, it's like the dream for a coach. If you were just starting out, you'd be able to write a book on what they can improve on. Like, it'd be fun. It'd be so easy. I guess it's actually harder to coach teams. Like, imagine coaching Astralis. What the hell do you tell them? You know,
let's pick up 9 players in total on the team
and just see how it goes.
See how it goes.
But no, I mean, when you coach a team, I'm not just saying Astralis, but when you coach any top 10, top 20 team even, what they'll do for the most part is going to be close to perfection. Oh, that is dangerous. He's up behind. 1, not able for the 2nd, but there's the AK. Now he can go through. Hello? Hello? Barsak, do you know what day of the week it is? He was lost.
How do they win this round?
If you want, after this, we could go through like I don't know, spend 20 minutes rewatching it, and I don't think I'd be able to tell you.
I gotta go do another event right after this.
I don't think I'd even be able to tell you after that amount of time. These rounds are just wild. The amount of decisions being made versus weaker buys that just make very little sense. Again, that turned into a B split when they were up against the Mag 7B. Still pushing through Banana.
I got it. I know what it was.
Go for it.
Because Mazaalai won the last round. They're like, okay, BREN, you have this one.
Of course. The trade back. I take one, you take one. I take one, you take one.
I take 2, you get 1. Or maybe 2, who knows? And now the economy that Mazaalai were looking to build up is gone. They have to invest everything into this. Suga's going to have the 1K left. On the other side, able to rescue a lot of the weapons from the prior round. Wits is trying to look for a shot here again. Very aggressive position. How does he not get hit there? I for sure thought Zulkenberg was able to get at least a tag on the Wits. No such luck. Surely you can't lose this 5-on-3.
You just love tempting fate, Jason, don't you?
I mean, it's just like, it just shouldn't happen. I don't think it will. Yeah, I mean, Bartek's on 22. They have him covered off towards long. They have definitely the amount of players here to defend against this. If they go towards B, they're still met up against a 2-player stack. stack 2 players. They go towards A. They have to clear so many angles. And then honestly, like a flashbang could be coming through right now.
Who threw that? Derek, you fool.
I was gonna say, like, they could flash you and peek you, and yet no one's playing anti-flash there.
He just flashed from pit. From pit. And didn't reach anywhere near the corner. What was that? At least they don't lose the round, and Derek makes up for it with a couple of kills. I'm only joking around with good old D-Dog. Derek, my man.
You can call him D-Dog because you guys are friends.
Yeah.
And you're cool like that.
Yeah, Derek, yeah, that's right, Derek. I call him Derek because I know him. We're cool like that. Bet you didn't know that. No, but
Oh, I did know that. That's why I said it.
Oh, I was trying to meme the Twitch chat spam, but I always forget what they actually are. There's the whole thing, you know, when they say their first name, they're like, yeah, that's right. I call him that.
I call him by his first
name. We're tight like
cool
that.
like that.
But yeah, for like that flash was, I saw it on the mini map and I was like, I think that's a little bit too far. And yeah, it just popped around the corner. All Pro heard was like, I got a flash for you, bro. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Swings around. No one's blind. He's just like, I can't believe you've done this.
Well, even like stuff like that. I feel like when you watch like EU or NACS, they're gonna have someone playing anti-flash. Now, maybe not that situation necessarily because there's only 3 players left alive, but like once he spots you, once like he peeks around the corner and he notices you're there, then you should assume that there's gonna be like a flashbang coming for the peek. Oh no. Running straight into nades. Sugu. I mean, even thinking back to Overpass, and someone in chat brought it up. I mean, it was like 15-10 or something like that. I remember the round, Sugu had 0 money. He actually ended up winning that round. He had no weapon, he had no money, and they win with basically pistols.
But Jason,
this should have been done for BREN.
See what you just said about you expect the flash to come around the corner. Because of the region they play in, and because of, as we were talking with Vlad before, like nobody likes to be the support player. Because if you're throwing a flash, you can't shoot someone. And like people measure you based on, oh, are you a good player? How many kills do you get? It's like, no, I play support, you know, I'll flash you in. It's like, oh, so you're bad. Like, and if that's the attitude of the region, I also want to say that it even reinforces not, what just happened there reinforces not playing anti-flash. Because yes, BREN tried to flash, but they missed it. So from the players on Long's perspective, they're living in this false reality where if they were to play against a decent rank EU team, they'd get wrecked because the player would peek, he'd go back, flash around the corner, all 3 of them are blind, and he probably gets a cool clip for his YouTube of a 3K spray down. But in this instance, they see him peek, they see him go back, and then they see him peek out again. They don't see the flash, they don't get blind, they get rewarded for their poor tactic. And so next time,
just because it worked doesn't mean it's right.
Exactly. I mean, that's the motto of this tournament so far. But then the next time, they'll do the same thing because it worked last time. They're getting a reward system for doing the wrong thing. And that's the problem with, when you see, it's been a problem in the Irish scene for a long time.
There's an Irish CS scene?
Back when there was one. Oh yeah, I mean, we sent some players through to play in UK, some that go to MBL and stuff, but like Laney, we got Cinder, Connor, Windansky, but the thing is,
Windansky's Irish?
Yeah, well, he plays in the Irish scene. I'm pretty sure he's Irish. But I mean, like Cinder, for example, I think he's from Lithuania, but he's Irish. Like he's lived here his whole life and stuff. The thing with the Irish scene, that the problem is that, and this is a problem for the UK scene especially. Even when you look at players like Smoothie and that, they exist in a small pond. And they're used to being the big fish. So they can beat the UK teams. They can go to an epic LAN and they can stomp everyone in sight, win 2K, and go home happy with a couple beers. And that's their reward. But when they play higher level, they get wrecked. And the feeling of getting wrecked by higher teams isn't fun. So what do? They go to Epic LAN, they win their 2K, have a couple beers, happy days. But the problem is you never expand outside of your scene then. If you just say, well, what I do works here, what I do doesn't work on a European or an international level, so they stick in their own box. And that's something Smoothie struggled with. He was playing UKCS at the top level. Like, I mean, he was playing on Big, he was playing on all these teams, but he was playing UKCS in his head. That's the kind of Counter-Strike he was playing. And it took a long time of being under God B for that to change. And now, I think he's in a better place than he was even a year ago. It was just a long, long road. Someone like Mantu, I think I have massive respect for, because I don't think he's come through with that. He's been able to discard that mentality very quickly, which I think is very difficult to do.
Mantu's a beast.
Yeah, oh, 100%. But that's why, that was a long-winded explanation of why things like that will happen where players don't play anti-flash, because they're not put in a situation frequently enough where they're punished for not playing anti-flash, so they don't need to, you know. Matter of fact, they're probably punished for playing anti-flash when the dude just runs around and shoots them, and then they're like, well, why would I do that?
Because anyway, they have one person aiming there instead of two.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Wits are going to come in towards the B site. So again, where's the CT smoke? Like, were they going to rush CT? And if they were, where was the second smoke? So Wits wouldn't just peek from that angle he was able to punish them before. And they ended up getting the round, or at least a good chance of getting it, but it didn't really play out. The execute wasn't proper. I'm so confused. Because they smoked CT late. So they had to have been looking to push CT spawn. Zuckerberg's trying to lock down any sort of banana push, and well, Derek will get the kill, turn it into the 2-on-3. He's gonna have a decent amount of utility to use here. Is Nate gonna come through? The pro flat Derek. Derek, stop it! You're not getting the flashes. Wasn't Derek who threw it from pit?
Yeah, it was.
Derek, please.
No, that love of God, man, learn some flashes. But hey, you know, I've just thought of something. I don't know how you feel about this, Jason. I'm gonna spit it and see what you think.
I don't have feelings right now.
I can't anymore. I've been hurt too much. But no, I want to know what you think. If you're a professional team and you're boot camping and stuff, right? We're at that level. You got a team house. Although there's significant proof to say that I've heard from people I trust within the top level scene that team apartments and team offices for gaming are better than gaming houses specifically.
Yeah,
because it's like a psychological thing, right? Separate your. It's like you're not supposed to sit in your bed and watch TV and stuff and play games from your bed, because in your head, your bed should be for sleeping. It knocks off your mental, I don't know, association of those things. Well, I
mean, if that's what your bed's used for, then that's cool. That's not
sleeping
what my bed's
and
used for.
some other things, but you sleep on the floor.
It's my table. No, I just eat on my bed.
That's why you can't sleep, Jason. No, but genuinely, if anyone out there is having trouble sleeping and you find that you spend, a lot of time on your laptop in bed or whatever, just watching TV shows and stuff, don't sit in your bed. Do it. Sit in a chair. It's apparently it helps a lot. We're into the pistol round, though. We can talk about my idea in a sec. We got caught up on that point. T's are pushing forward. They're looking for control over the B site. Molly in the back. They know that's clear. They got to check dark. That's done. And I really like that approach. Smoke CT, Molly back. You check first oranges and coffins is your only 50-50. But there's a smoke down on coffins. So he's either head peeking it or he's not there. So that's fine. You go in. You to check left. That's clear. Check dark. That's clear. You have the site. 2 pieces of utility, and the B take is 1,000,000 times easier.
Can they defend it, though? Okay. Just everyone fighting everywhere across. What is happening? Derek alone versus 2. Is everyone missing shots?
I got him.
He just barely has time.
Well, that was a little bit awkward, but you can see what I mean about the B take. Obviously, the retake is something different, especially because you've no utility left for it. But I really like that take. Excuse me. Smoke CT, smoke coffins, Molly back. That gives you just first orange is second and dark to clear. This is clean as can be. But I want to ask you, Jason. So I think I've thought about this for a while. I think a good thing to teach players, if you had a team house, that you include in practice, maybe just once a week, poker games, and you teach them poker. I mean, like proper poker strategy, the mathematics behind it, because it would teach you mental arithmetic, right? Which is obviously just valuable in any case to track an economy, damage done, all that. So it's going to be helpful no matter what. And then, secondly, I think it will teach you about all these risk reward, about taking, actually assessing properly, if you do the right thing 3 times and you get punished for it, that's something you have to be ready for in poker. You can make all the right plays, but just chance comes in and smacks you out, tells you, no, you lose that hand, but you did everything right. And those are the kind of things you accept. And I think that poker's almost unique in that, because it's a purely analytical, there's no mechanical skill. In Counter-Strike, you can always chalk something up to the server, I missed my shot, this, that, the other. But in something like poker, it exclusively teaches you that mental skill. I think it'd be helpful if teams were... I think good poker players would make good CS players.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I honestly have no thought on that whatsoever.
Fair enough. That's all good.
I don't know.
I want to talk to some people about it. It'll be the new coaching system.
I don't think you need to make people play poker to learn risk and reward.
Yeah, sure. I feel like, though, for me anyways, it changed my thinking on a lot of things. The more I learn, and I'm still nowhere near, good, but the more I learn about it, the more I feel my actual thinking in general change. Oh, man, with an MP9! Straight through the smoke! 2 kills! This is versus AKs. This is a bonus round for Mazaalai. Yes, the plant goes down. Yes, BREN will probably lose this round, but already that has paid off. If they manage to bring it down to like a 1v1 and still lose, I'll be over the moon for Mazaalai. This is a great round.
Or what if they win it? That's always the option. And it might be coming true. What's with the AK? How many AKs are they going to get now? There's 2.
Yeah, I think it's just 2. Still, there's
3.
That's a good little, right?
Was it? Okay,
yeah.
That's 2.
Come on, Jason. What a noob. No, but
sorry,
that
I
was
played a poker today to tell what gun that was.
Exactly. Now you're catching on. No, but this is that was a great round for Mazaalai, man. Because the way it started out, they should have lost that. But the fact that was it Zilkenberg just 2K sprays them down as they rush forward. Oh man. And for BREN, I feel like you got to know a little bit better than to try to pressure on a round where you know they're going to be bonus. So they're going to have SMGs, they're going to have the FAMAS, probably full utility alongside them, and you're going to straight rush B like that through a smoke? No. That's not going to work. Just not going to cut it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting tilted by this average HP picture just because the T always has dualies.
You don't like that?
It just... I don't think I've ever seen a dually kill in a game that I've casted.
You've never seen a dually kill? Oh, come on.
In the game
They're
that I've
not
casted.
that bad. Not that bad.
They're pretty horrendous. Watch them get like a buff next patch, and they're like the new go-to pistol. But we're gonna see just the AK for pro, and really not much HP left on them. Down to 1. Just give it over to someone else. Even though they don't have armor. I mean, they have more of a chance of getting a shot now than you would. But he's gonna keep it. Okay. I mean, the armor doesn't give you anything now. Look how aggressive Zilkenberg's being when he's all by himself. Kind of interested to see why he went for that smoke, though. Because he could have just waited a little bit longer and like jump spotted and then smoked and then bought even more time from it. But maybe without the incendiary, he's afraid they're going to push.
Yeah.
They're pushing into a 4-man stack here for BREN.
It must have gotten spooked somehow. Yeah, walking right into the belly of the beast. Mazaalai waiting patient. That's not where that was supposed to go at all. And they've lost a player because of it. Man, at least it wasn't Derek throwing that one, I guess. He gets away with it this time. But he's picked up a kill. He's done some damage. Chucks the AK off. I think that's the right call. Picked up an MP9. Not fancying using it just yet. Coming over the range duel towards Pit, so the Deagle's obviously going to be favored on that fight versus the MP9, but he's not getting anything anyways. They're going forward to look for the AK, but it ain't there, boss. So that's, again, I mean, Mazaalai 11-7. They're ahead. They're doing well. If they win this, they're going to fly up in the lead. The comeback that they've made in this series, and now I don't want to cause any disillusions. This has been a messy series of Counter-Strike. Like, ESEA intermediate level Counter-Strike in terms of the strategies, the decision-making at time. It has been shocking. But I'm impressed by Mazaalai. For the simple reason that the fact these guys didn't tilt off the face of the earth after that first game, coming into round 3 of the second half, having won the pistol, a 10-6, and then they went down 12-6, I thought that's it. Because I can't see most people sticking in it, especially considering how this tournament's gone so far for them. They have been stomped into the dirt in almost every series. They hadn't even won a map at that point. And yet they kept it in. They just focused round by round, and that is admirable because there's some far higher rated teams than them that would give up.
So, perseverance.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just summed up what you said in the last 20 seconds, 30 seconds with one word.
I'm just waiting for them to start making a move, Jason. I don't know.
No.
Could have said perseverance a lot.
The more you're
silence,
talking,
you know?
the less I'm talking.
There you go.
It's appreciated.
Because they're playing the super slow T side, so we gotta fluff out the points a little bit, you know.
So poker.
It looks like they might have an ace of spades up their sleeve. That's no better than any other ace, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Here they come. Molotov to split them off. Really well timed by Machine Gun. He's flashing himself. He doesn't trust anyone else to do it for him. Not after what he's seen Derek do on Bren's CT side. Oh man, maybe he should have trusted them. My God, headshot after headshot, and the side is seized. That was insanely quick.
Considering how that started off too, like they had a peek from long, or from Arch side, quick kill, and then they don't really get anything after that. I'm actually surprised. Like maybe not necessarily need to re-peek into that. Derek hits a shot, Witz hits a shot. They're gonna get the round off this and go up to 8. There's still gonna be a decent amount of money to spend left for Mazaalai, so it's not like they're gonna run out anytime soon. Well, I mean, they will run out soon, but they're still going to have a buy-up. You know, I don't know who to say that I'm favoring anymore on this map, because I've just seen a lot of, like, glaring mistakes from both teams. And that's kind of what Counter-Strike boils down to at a base level of who makes the least amount of mistakes usually wins the map. Well, let's see. We got the op still in Witz's hands. Derek's gonna have the AK. I mean, there's a big chance for a comeback here. If BREN take this round cleanly, you know, stabilize a little bit, we could see the save, or we should see the save for Mazaalai next round. And that's the stepping stone to get things back at 11 apiece. But winning this cleanly is going to be the toughest part of it. Look at Zulkenberg. Look how far he's pushed up. Got a smoke. Molotov used just to force him out of position, and it will do just that. Meantime, Derek's pushed up towards A. Looking
Nice.
for a peek. He's got some support. The bomb's still gonna be back down though towards T stairs. Even with the kill, they're not committing to it.
The 4 dudes right behind him, or 3 dudes, I should say. They come on out on short. Derek just cleared out apartments, made sure no one's getting froggy up there. And it's time to move back down towards the B site where Banana's going to be hit. Someone's got to grab the bomb before they start this push. 40 seconds left. I mean, I want to see them move. They've got no control. They're
There's
literally
no utility to stop them from coming B. There's no smoke. There's one flashbang.
This is going to be CT and coffin smokes, and then one for the post plant, I guess. No, it's a fake. Chucking it over CT. Here's a nade. Here's Ja making a little bit of presence while the rest of the team go up. But the problem is they cleared out apartments before. Now it's not clear the timing for Bartek. Oh my God, Bartek, no! The timing was so bad. That's literally some of the worst I've ever seen. Not only did he miss them coming up mid, but then he swung left as he walked out the door. Just about a pixel off his screen was a player, and he walked right into them. He's got to be so... I hear typing in chat. That's him 100% going, what the... How did that happen?
High sensitivity, man. If he turns his mouse any slower, he would have seen the player.
Very true. That's just depressing. Honestly, I feel for him. 'Cause he did nothing wrong. He was in a great position, had a great read on how they were playing. If he goes out a second earlier, he gets the kill. If he waits a second longer, he probably catches the 2 of them. Because as you saw, exactly as I was alluding to, BREN had already cleared apartments. They were walking up short without even glancing into that doorway. If he waits a second longer, 2 players walk by. He sprays them down easy as can be. The second earlier, he gets 1 kill, fades back in apartments, and gets out to the site to defend. But instead, the one possibility... Oh, man. My heart's broken, honestly. I'm crying.
I at least save 2 weapons. Actually not gonna force it behind this at all. See Bartek just with the flash. Zuckerberg with the CZ and the smoke. Nuez got the deagle. Potential to put a 10th on the board here for BREN. And, well, I guess the luck continues here for Pro. Gets flashed by Jaw. Machine gun will drop him. Wait, what? There's no one at B. What?
I think they've realized that themselves. It's one of these rounds where you can afford to make these kind of gambles, I guess. Because you've only got the pistols, that one AWP, you stay stacked around it, and if they go to B and they plant, then at least you'll be able to save that weapon. Machine Gun's found another. There's no more saving. Now they're going to go for this no matter what. Risking that AWP is definitely worthwhile to try and get this round on the board.
Oh, and he's back. He's back for more. This man has put his steps in this round. Oh my. Apachulo 15, Jaw 8, Wits on 100, but he has the AWP. Looks like the gamble might have worked out for the bomb plant trying to go down. He can push this and get a relatively easy kill, but the bomb does get planted. Wits is going to fall, though. They lose the op, and they should be losing Jaw here. And see it, he's somehow still alive. Both players in the same area. Both players on low health. And that's going to do it. Machine gun, a quad kill. Get the round for Mazaalai. And get them one step closer to taking their first series of this tournament.
And there you see the whole logic behind it being
Quick schedule for final game. If you guys are wondering, we still have Vici up against Invictus later on. Just gotta wake Blandinko up.
after the 1.5 hour previous map. But you see the logic behind them just not saving at that point. Like once that second kill's found by machine gun and cleanly, you're always going for it. You never save. And the timeout coming to a conclusion. BREN need to show up now. I mean, not only would they be giving Mazaalai their first map, which they've already done, but their first series. And imagine the storyline. And even at the moment, the storyline is just whack. BREN come in, they lose to Vici. It's relatively one-sided, kind of what we expect. Put up a bit of a fight overpass. Then versus Tiger, they win. There's some absolute madness. 16-12, 16-9 on 2 of the maps. And then they lose versus Beyond. Okay, you kind of expect that. It was close on Inferno. They put up a decent fight. Okay, maybe they can contend for 5th spot or something. And then they lose to Mazaalai. It's like, well, what conclusion do you draw from all this? They're beating some of the best teams, putting up a good fight versus them, and then losing to the worst. Makes no sense.
I couldn't help you. It's sometimes insanity. Double up set up on the defense, Zilkenberg and Machine Gun. And Witt's going to respond with his own. I mean, we don't really see op on the T side on Inferno that often. And we've seen BREN using it quite a few times now. It looks like they want to push in towards the B site. Hopefully they have a flash ready to throw over the top. Don't tell me they're going to give Zilkenberg a free shot. Oh. Nice trade. Nice 1-for-1. Good kill comes through. Molotov as well to slow them down. But Papachulo just cracks open this site like an ice cold beer on a hot sunny day. Or if you're me, nice soda. So I'm not a big fan of beer. Please drink responsibly. Just gonna add that in there just in case. And it looks like they're gonna save.
That includes soda, right? And sugar.
Oh yeah, of course.
Dude,
yeah.
So I was over in the
look what's doing
States.
to the US.
I was over in Florida, and I asked for a large meal. Oh my god. Did I regret that? Oh, the drink was huge. It's bigger than my head. So used to asking for that, like for the drinks, because I drink a lot of. I like inhale liquid. No, Nuez might have a chance here. 3 players coming down. He peeks right into an AK. Never mind. I think Wits was watching it as well. So he was dead no matter what. But yeah, it's crazy. And I remember we ordered so like at home we'd have a large pizza and maybe like a side or 2 between myself and my girlfriend. We ordered a large pizza and 2 sides in America. Yeah, the sides did not get eaten.
Yeah.
Well,
Large there. I mean, large in Europe is like a small in the US.
Yeah. No, literally though, like that's not even an exaggeration. It was so weird going up and be like, "Can I have a small?" I was almost like, "Can I get a kids meal, please?" Like with the pizza, we did eat the sides the next day. We're in an apartment, so just microwave them. I'm nice and hot. By the way, Jason, if you got pizza left over, do you just eat it or do you microwave it and eat it?
Depends on the pizza. I
Okay.
mean, the best play is an oven because it gets crispy again and melty
Sure.
like it was just delivered.
Yeah.
If I'm lazy, there's the microwave. And sometimes it's nice to have. I think like in the middle of the night, you know, you wake up in the middle, like, 3 a.m. You're hungry.
Oh yeah.
Cold pizza, just go for it.
Oh, cold? Oh no, I'd still microwave it. 1 minute.
No.
1 minute on
Too much
high.
time. I want that instant satisfaction. And Wits wants the instant satisfaction of this off
no.
shot. Zuckerberg. Oh my! See, there is moments of glory out of Wits. This is what kills me when we see him miss some shots that he should be hitting. Shots that might cost him rounds, and well, even with those first 2 kills, it's not clean just yet. Jaw's gonna fall. Puts into a 3-on-4. 2 players over towards the A site, and there's a minute and 15 seconds left to go, and I would imagine BREN are gonna use the majority of that time to figure out where they want to go.
Oh man, oh man. It's the Wild West to Counter-Strike out here. Wits showing up, shooting from the hip and hitting every shot. Just in this round. Doesn't mean they'll do the same the next. But with that, the man advantage goes their way. They're moving to B. All 3 players now here. So heavily telegraphed. CTs know exactly what's going on. Sogu again, the hero of the previous map. He kept them alive. Not only that, I'd say he won a lot of the rounds towards the very end. Oh man, Bartek's dead, and I think we've got a very lucky machine gun out there. He was crouched. Shot went right above his head, gave him a haircut.
They were gonna boost over the smoke.
That's like something from a movie, Jason. He turns to look at him like, "Hey, I got you, boom."
Oh, that's like Saving Private Ryan or something, you know, like any war movie. Yeah, you're talking to your friend, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, just drinking, you know, having a good time," and then a shot comes out of nowhere from a sniper.
Yep. He just drops. Blood's making a good point, yeah. In the MRT.
I had that all off. I was talking to him all off stream because I had no idea what he said, and I wanted to clarify it.
Okay.
If you ever get caught looking at a picture of your girlfriend or wife, probably gonna get shot, unfortunately.
Just throw it away, honestly. I think it's the best move to avoid death.
Or no. What you do is you wear a locket with the front open so everyone else can see it. So you charge at them with a picture of your girlfriend in their faces, and then you can't be hit.
There we go.
You can't miss.
The 300 IQ moves here from Jason.
Thought about this extensively if I ever got drafted. Now I just gotta find a girlfriend. That's the problem. 12-11. Mazaalai will maintain the lead, albeit by 1 round. I wouldn't be surprised if we go 16-14 with how this series has gone, or maybe into an overtime. Just 2 deagles. Machine gun taking a hefty amount of damage here, but again, he will escape. Sugu's going to be left to defend the B site. No more utility, though, for him. And I don't know why. I mean, I guess I kind of understand why, but he's got the money. I feel like they should have had a lot more utility to survive the round. I mean, yeah, why haven't they bought? Artek's on 4,300. I mean, I guess maybe that's why they bought it. Not everyone could. But either way, I'm running around in circles in my own head. 3-on-5, and it looks like they might try to commit towards the A site push. Kind of eco. Adam Mazaalai still has a chance to net them another round. Again, machine guns off was all they needed in a couple rounds prior where he gets a 4K. Job is done. 12 apiece. Seen the full buy though out of Mazaalai. I mean, it still was a costly round, even though BREN did win it. They lost every single player. Same aspect. So did Mazaalai, but they didn't. What's up?
I was muted on VMix. I'm so sorry.
You were muted the entire time.
Yeah, I'd been coughing, so I clicked to unmute it, but I think the thing disappeared, so I just clicked on the screen. I'm an idiot. That's sad. I'm sorry, people. Please forgive me.
I mean, now you're gonna make up for it by doing this part of the round.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I could. Oh, Wits, you fool! It was in a Molotov. Got the smoke down just in time, but look at that. Wits and Pro both so low to start this one off.
Funny enough, think back to the first time we saw Wits pick up an op in this event. He burned to death.
Yep. And in the same spot, same molly, exactly.
Yeah.
This time he's gotten better. At least 6%
He's
better.
learned. Yeah, he's learned. With him low, with Pro low, I mean, Wits is not a big deal because he's an op. With two players low on HP, it's gonna be a little bit tough to push in towards this A site. You got Machine Gun watching over towards Arch. He's gonna miss his first shot, however, as they're gonna make the push in towards the site. Now they're still gonna leave Pro back over towards T-Stairs to keep them honest at the B site, at least towards Banana. And Jaw's actually gone in towards CT spawn, but Zilkenberg's gonna spot this out, and that's an easy kill for him. An AK gonna be picked up. He does give up his position in the library though. 37 seconds left. They're definitely taking their time to make this move happen.
They most certainly are. Eventually, they're forced into making that aggressive play. Bartek, I don't know how he's still alive, but they should be that round. Look at the HP left. It's Wits and Pro. They've been low since the very start of the round. As Wits swings out, he spots both players, so that's info at least to play for Pro. Or to play off of. The molly in the back, that's Bartek dead. Bomb, though, is out in the open. He's got to go to retrieve it, excuse me, and, well, that's going to cost him his life, really. There we go. 13-12. Mazaalai getting the round on the board at last. And even after all those rounds consecutively, BREN don't have the money to buy. They're back down to taking pistols.
Oh. Here he comes.
Zoom.
What we got here? Okay, Machine Gun. I mean, he's deserving. He's definitely come up big. I mean, he might have the most missed op shots, but he's definitely put his team on his shoulders in some of these rounds. Thinking back to all they had was, yeah, there's chat catching up. Caster's asleep.
That's the best thing, yeah. It's like, Caster dead. Caster's dead.
But he had like a nice quad kill when all they really had was the op. He went towards B, gets a pick, goes towards A, gets a pick, goes towards B, gets a pick. Now they have the 1 round lead, and potentially 2, because looking at BREN, all they have is the AK and some pistols behind this. Not even Deagles this time, just the P250s. Because they want to run and gun a little bit more. Again, early control being given to and kind of fought for out of Mazaalai with a lot of early investment of utility. I feel like if they kind of stop doing that once in a while, they would have so much extra utility to hold on to the late push in towards B, which we've been seeing BREN do so many times. They like to really drag the time out. Imagine having to smoke it in an incendiary with 30 seconds left at the B site, and they're trying to push you. Silver's got to be careful. Ash comes through. He's got to be able to back away. It's alone at the site. Yeah, he's got both of those.
He's playing a big risk here by just shoulder peeking this again and again. They can push up and get quite close. There we go. He's spotted, but look, that's just not the play. I don't get it. Like, as soon as the players can get around the corner with decent timing and you die, is it worth risking that for the round when you're up against pistols as well, or a weak buy? You at least know that BREN aren't going to be full bought. As a solo B player, I think the second that smoke went down, he needs to drop the Molotov. Maybe even a little bit deep, past the car, past the wall even, down towards the tree, maybe halfway between wall and tree, somewhere around there, right? That just stops them rushing him. Then he can jump spot, if they don't smoke it immediately and you know, rush him down. He can jump spot the wall, see if they're actually there. And if they are, so if he dies, at least that's an extra few seconds for the rotate. And if he presumably doesn't, most of the time you won't, he'll spot the info and be able to calm that. Then you can fall back, smoke off your way back, and then call for rotates, right? decent enough round played out. But instead, he falls and that's it. Round's done immediately as they have to save. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
I think, and not to be disrespectful, there's been a lot of plays that haven't really made sense in this series.
Oh, 100%. I
Don't worry, I
couldn't
wasn't
agree
just
more.
leaving it there. I was just thinking where we could go from this, because again, I don't want it to sound too disrespectful or anything, but it's...
At the end of the day, as we said before, Jason, these guys, they are pro players, but they perform at the level we expect them to. Every pro player in the history of Counter-Strike has been at this point. And I think the difference is the ones that we know have grown up or have played, run it professionally in a, oh my god, that was a double little spray down. It didn't even look like that. I just watched that from his perspective. He saw and killed one person, but 2 are dead. You'll never be able to explain how. It was perfect. But yeah, the thing is, the other guys, when you grow up in the European or the NA region, you face a much higher level of competition, even just down to teams. There's more teams, there's less issues with ping and servers and all that sort of stuff. It feels like the Asian scene is a little bit behind. I think it developed a little bit later as well, so it's understandable. I mean, you look at some of the old plays that are made, some of the big hype ones. You know, we were only saying it actually when we watched the Inferno video. The Shox 4K on Banana, or was it an ace? But no, that's with the Deagle. Shox with the AWP, and he kills them one after another, playing on old Inferno sandbags. And they come up, one shot comes back out, another shot, another shot, another shot. The thing is, back then, that was like, oh my god, he's sick. How did he hit those shots? But from those things happening, people learned spacing was important. This is just a natural evolution of Counter-Strike over time, right? That you would now look at that and say, why the hell are they all peeking him one at a time? Why are they not pushing? Why are they not smoking? Why are they not flashing? Why not mollying him out, doing something? But instead, they're just like, I'm going to go shoot him in the head. And I think we're seeing a lot of that in this tournament so far. Maybe not from Tyloo, maybe not from Vici, from Tiger at times, but certainly from the teams below them. And that's just an issue that will develop. The longer and longer they face off against each other, eventually one team will innovate, will get good at playing that other version of Counter-Strike, the more kind of modern one. And then in order to compete with them, you have to play that game as well. You're forced to learn that or be left behind. But I think because there's not much crossover between the Asian region, I mean, what? In every big tournament, there's one Asian team, like the major, one slot. Now, I'm not necessarily saying there should be more for the major, but for other tournaments, I think we could do well with integrating more so.
Well, Mitch, in the meantime, we're basically on the precipice of Mazaalai winning their first match. 14-13.
Versus
you see that BREN, I mean, they're kind of playing for the overtime at the moment. They're going to have the buy up into potentially the final round of the map. We're already into round 28. It's been a real long game, a real slug over match. I mean, 16-14 map 1, 19-17 map 2. Well, let's see if they can bounce back off of the back of Derek's AK. Maybe John with the P250, and you can see there's a player off towards the side. Smoke coming in towards library. They're going to be pushed from Banana. I mean, those two players are just ready coming behind.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, that was a round that they're supposed to win, right? And they've done it, and I'm glad. But here's where the true challenge begins. BREN have got the rifles, they've got utility, everything they want to work with. Mach 10 on wits. Other than that, now we need to see him step up. Again, I want to just point out Nuez himself and Sogu. Sogu more so on the previous map, and in the end of the previous map was god tier. These last 2 rounds from Nuez were insane as well. Just the peeks through to middle to grab the double opening, and then in that round the triple. You see the comfort level even peeking down towards bottom mid, knowing there's not going to be an op in play as we come into what could be the final round. Mazaalai, they've given up Banana control. They got smoked off the top of Banana, and so pulling back makes sense. They're going to go for the boost there, but BREN might not even ever find that out until they watch the demo back, I guess, because they're stacked up on A, holding passive for Banana pushes there on Papi Chulo. The A side is going to be the one that's hit Nuez in the same position as the previous round. They have utility, but only one molly, so I'm not sure if I left at this point, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to flush him out of that position.
1 minute left. You're gonna have to make their play eventually. Incendiary in towards short to force machine gun out of position. Good placing on it. I'm a little bit worried though out of Nuez if they're gonna check the spot. Thing is, he doesn't have anyone to fake for him. Oh, he might even need the fake because he gets 2 kills just by himself, tucks himself away. Flashbang to come through, even has a smoke. They do molly him off. Now they're gonna maybe poke back towards the B site where 2 players are still gonna be waiting. You've got Dilkenberg there. You got Sugu there. They have no utility except the 1 flashbang, so they can't delay this any further. Coming through, it's gonna be Nuez. He has a smoke. Why would you not smoke this? I don't know why he's not smoking. Just go straight in with the flashbang. They get the kills. It's all on Derek, left alone versus 4. And that might be it here. He still only has 10 seconds left. He doesn't have time to plant anymore because there's still a player on site. Mazaalai. 16-13 in the final map. They will pick up and get their first victory so far in PAL 2020. They go 1-3 now.